Hello, we are William & Mary MSBA, and today we are presenting our project on how to boost the Virginia workforce. My group members' names are Kamal, Raima, Yao, and Samaridin, and my name is James. So when asked a question as vague as how do you boost the workforce, most people would immediately turn to states' unemployment rates. In this graph, you can see that states such as Maryland lead the charge with an astonishingly low rate of 1.9%, while states such as Virginia lag with rates of 3%. Now, if unemployment was all there was to consider, Virginia should strive to be like its neighbor Maryland. However, is a low unemployment rate a good thing? The answer is usually yes. Rates of 3 to 5% are healthy for the economy, but any lower than that can be a sign of economic problems. Inflation and reduced productivity are two symptoms of an excessively low rate and should not be taken lightly. Because of this, we turn to an alternative measure of the workforce, labor participation rate. Labor force participation rate is defined as the amount of employed and unemployed people over the total working age population. This metric can be a better measurement of the workforce, as it includes those not actively seeking a job as well. When looking at this graph, you can see that Virginia now beats Maryland. Mind you, it still falls behind other states, such as Iowa. It is the goal of our project to improve that. More specifically, we seek to answer the question, on a countywide level, what factors significantly affect labor force participation, and how can they be used to boost the workforce? In our analyses, we used 8 data sets from the Open Data Portal. We filtered the data to 2023 to reduce confounds that can occur when dealing with yearly data. Our predictors included population demographics, population distribution, and economic factors. For missing values, we projected them if we had previous year's data and imputed them if we didn't. We put all these predictors in a gradient boosting machine to predict our Y target, labor force participation rate. After training the model, we extracted the most useful features to examine how we should go about boosting the workforce. And this graph helps us visualize the output. While it may look complicated, all it is doing is plotting the features against their effect on the Y variable. Take the Hispanic population, for example. The red values to the right of the Y-axis mean that an increase in the Hispanic population predicts an increase in labor force participation. Now the opposite is true for the left side. The blue values indicate that a decrease in the Hispanic population predicts a decrease in labor force participation. For our recommendations, we will be examining the county's ethnic and immigrant populations, as well as the seemingly paradoxical relationship between associate's degrees and labor force participation. First, we turn to the underrepresented populations of Virginia, which includes both the immigrant and existing ethnic populations. This map shows the Asian population across counties in Virginia. Counties in a darker shade of green represent a larger population of Asian people, and as you can see, they also have a higher labor participation rate. However, this is not the case for all the counties. How do we improve it for them? First, we can encourage towns to become certified welcome cities for immigrants. Roanoke recently did this, and it includes providing adult education and educational resources in multiple languages. Second, we can remove immigration-related barriers to obtaining professional licenses. For the Virginia driver's license, you only need to present proof of residence, not a passport. Applying this to similar licensees could help encourage immigrants to move to Virginia. Third, future-proof the underrepresented populations by investing in training for sectors that are forecasted to grow. Now we arrive at our last and seemingly most confusing finding. An increase in associate's degrees results in a decrease in labor force participation. But why? Most would think that an increase in educated people will lead to a greater number of people entering the workforce. The reason behind this is that an associate's degree is not enough to gain entry into most sectors. Usually, a bachelor's degree is the minimum. Because of this, those with an associate's degree could be discouraged at their prospects and stop looking altogether. The Virginia government has recently removed this paper ceiling, but this is not the case for most private sectors. The first solution is to incentivize companies to start accepting associate's degrees by offering tax breaks and subsidies. Second, similar to the underrepresented population solution, the government could offer upskilling programs, hopefully giving those with an associate's degree an edge in the application process. Lastly, institutions could allow students to stack their credits, promoting an easier path for students to obtain their bachelor's after an associate's. With all these recommendations, more data is needed before acting. We hope this presentation provided substantive insights into preliminary efforts for boosting the Virginia workforce.